Okay, till now we discussed about the Hadoop distribution only. So Hadoop core distribution. Till now we practiced only whatever we discussed till now, whatever we practiced till now. All the Hadoop ecosystem components we practiced in the Hadoop core distribution. That means everything we are doing manually. So suppose if we have the 10 missions, so in Hadoop core distribution, we need to download the all the tools. If you want to install Hive, if you want to install Pig, we need to uh, download separately, and we need to install, and we need to start, and we need to configure everything in each mission manually. So if it is for Hadoop code distribution, it will be easy. It will be good for the practicing. While practicing initially, if you want to know the everything from base itself, so it will be Hadoop code distribution. It will be good for knowing everything, how we need to download, how we need to start, how we need to configure, and how that all these things for while learning, it will be for learning, it will be Hadoop code distribution, it will be good. But if you want to after that, if you want to maintain the real-time cluster like 100 nodes, 200 nodes, more than that, if you want to maintain this Hadoop code distribution, it will be little bit burden for the installation, monitoring, and also configuring configurations. Also it will be difficult, so we need to connect it to each mission. Suppose if you have the 100 missions, so we need to connect it to 100 different missions. If you want to configure, if you want to change any configuration, we need to go to the 100 missions and we need to change. So that will be difficult for installation or configuration or the monitoring or maintenance. So for that way only a lot of distributions came into picture. So these are the some other these are the other distributions. In that, one of the Cloudera is one of the thing, and Autonomous is other, and Mapper is the one more distribution. So these three are the popular distribution. So in that Cloudera, I think most of the production systems will use Cloudera. And Autonomous also recently, I think they started in 2011, I think. So they also become popular. So they are contributing a lot of tools and lot of new tools and new technologies to the Apache, and they are also getting popular. And Mapper also popular distribution. So they will use their own file system. So these three are the popular distributions. So today we will see Cloudera and Autonomous. Mostly I have worked on these two distributions, Cloudera and Autonomous. I will show how the Cloudera distribution will be there, Autonomous distribution will be there. Here the point is, so whatever the distribution is there, tools will be same. So HDFS is same, MapReduce is same, Hive, whatever the tools we have discussed, those tools are same, and commands and everything is same for the every distribution. But where we will the differ means how we are going to access. They will provide the UI environment for the monitoring and installation and configuration. That environment will be changed for the each distribution, and also they will give maybe one or they will give some better features for the customers. So like enterprise edition, that kind of things they will provide. So coming to Cloudera mostly they will give the Linux support. So it is most of the production system will have the Cloudera distribution only. So in Cloudera, if you want to install means we will have the bundle called CDH. So we need to install that one. Suppose if you want to install Hive, Pig and different tools like Scoop, Flume, so we don't need to install this separately. Simply if we install the CDH bundle, CDH means Cloudera distribution for Hadoop. So they in that if you install that one, you will get the all the tools. All the Hadoop tools it will you will get. So what they will do means for every 2 or 3 months, every 2 or 3 months, they will combine the all the latest versions of the all the tools, and they will integrate and they will give as a one bundle. So if you install that new latest version of the uh, CDH, then you will get the latest. You can able to access the latest versions of the each tool. If any new tool is introduced, they will include that tool also. So Cloudera we have the CDH, Cloudera distribution for Hadoop. So how the CDH will be there? One example is like suppose if you in our machine if you install the MS Office, we will get the all the MS. Word, Excel, PowerPoint, everything we'll get. Similar way, if you install the this bundle, uh, we will get the all the tools, whatever the latest versions are there, we'll get the latest versions of the all the tools. So for Cloudera, we'll have the CDH. So for everything UI and the monitoring, they will provide one UI called Cloudera Manager. So through Cloudera Manager only, if you want to install or if you want to configure, we need to we can do by using Cloudera. And if you want to install CDH also, we will install through Cloudera Manager UI. So I will show that UI how it will be there. Coming to Artenworks, I think mostly it will support Linux support also there. So instead of Linux, they will give more Windows support. And Artenworks, recent days it is getting more popular and it is introducing a lot of new tools and new technologies. So it is also getting popular. So Artenworks, we will have the HDP, Artenworks data platform, like Cloudera CDH. So Artenworks will have the HDP, and if you want to configure an installation, Artenworks will use the Ambari UI for the installation and configurations. So major difference between Artenworks and Cloudera is Cloudera will whatever the standard, it will have the two kind of versions, standalone and enterprise. Most of the standard things are the open. Coming to enterprise, it will have some commercial part also will be there in Cloudera. So like giving support to companies and the backup and some other features they will commercialize. But coming to Artenworks is everything is open source. Everything is free. So Artenworks will Artenworks, most of the tools are the open source tools also. So coming to UI, Artenworks will use the Ambari. Ambari is the open source, but Cloudera Manager is their own product, Cloudera Manager. So that is the major difference between the Cloudera and Artenworks. We will see how the environments will be there. So coming to Mapr, Mapr also one of the popular distribution. They will use the instead of HDFS, they will use the some their own file system, MapR file system. But everything will be same. MapReduce and everything will be same. So only difference is instead of HDFS, they will use the some MapR file system. Internally, they will use the NFS kind of technology to store the files. So basically, which distribution we need to use means that will be depend on the company. So some companies will tie up with the some distributions. So based on that thing, so we will go for the different distributions. But the whatever you will do the work. So that work commands and everything will be same. Okay, these are the brief idea about the Cloudera, Hortonworks and Mapper. So we will see some other distributions. What are the other popular distributions? We'll have the apart from Hadoop core distribution, Cloudera, Hortonworks. We'll have the some other distributions. IBM Infos, IBM Big Insights. That also one of the distributions. So if you are using the IBM product, so mm, in our companies we need to use the Big Insights. And my if you are using any Microsoft Windows Azure, Windows Azure is the cloud. So if you are using the Windows Azure cloud, so then we need to use the Microsoft is providing HD Insights, and Pivotal is also one more distribution. Like this, we'll have the these are the few Hadoop distributions, and also emerging web services. AWS cloud also will have distributions. Uh, I think these are the most of the popular distributions. So Cloudera, Hortonworks, Mapper, IBM, Big Insights, Microsoft HD Insights, and Pivotal. So which distribution we need to go means it will be depend on our business case, and it will be companies will have tie up with some other distribution. So based on that one only we will go for the different distributions. Okay, I will show how the Cloudera distribution and Hortonworks distributions will be there. Before going to that one, we'll see what are the different Hadoop distributions. So this is the MOS and web service. It provides the elastic MapReduce. This is the one thing. And Cloudera distribution. And Hortonworks will use the HDP. Internally, they will use the Hortonworks data flow. And also IBM Big Insights and Mapper and Pivotal. Teradata also I think is providing one more distribution. Intel also provides. Windows Azure is the HD Insights Windows. Okay, these are the popular distributions. So most of the distributions internally it will be same, but the UI environment will be differ. So I will show how the Cloudera and Hortonworks distributions will be there. We will see that one. First we will go through Cloudera distribution. Cloudera, I think Cloudera also first we need to install through Cloudera Manager. We can install multiple machines while initially. So that installation everything it will be through browser only. So instead of for practicing now, if you want to see how the environment, Cloudera is providing one quick start VM. So simply here two versions will be there. CDH 4.7, this is the old version related to Hadoop 1, and the CDH 5 is the related to Hadoop 2 version. So you can install any versions. So they will tell the what are the system requirements, how much RAM you need, everything they will tell. So based on that RAM, you can go through any distribution, which distribution it will suitable for your laptop, you can go through and install it. So once you download it, so here I think currently we are using VMware. So here you can download the VMware. I think mostly it will have the 3 to I think 2 or 3 GB. So you can download and simply how we pointed normal VM. So if you pointed like that, we can able to practice. No need to do anything. Simply you can download this file, either CDH 4.7, or if you want to practice latest version, you can go through the CDH 5.2. So once you downloaded this one, directly you can use. So instead of installing the OS and everything, they install the OS and they install the Cloudera. So simply if you point and if you start the thing, so you can get all the Cloudera things. You no need to run the start all and stop all. Everything will be start automatically. Once you downloaded this file, you will get like this. So you will get like this tar file. We will get if you extract it. If you extracted it, so we will get all these files. Simply you can point this file in the VMware. So simply right click, open, and point it to how we are pointing training master and slave. Similarly, you can point to Cloudera. Wherever it is there, so simply you can point this VMX, then you will get the like this Cloudera quick start demo. If you power on this machine, so here you no need to start anything, start all, stop all, you don't need to do anything. Simply it will start everything by default. So simply you can once it is started, you can able to see the Cloudera manager UI. I will show that UI. So in Cloudera, you need to remember two things. One is the Cloudera manager and another one is the CDH. So Cloudera manager it will be for the monitoring. If you want to install, configure, the Cloudera manager will take it. So once if you want to install the Cloudera, first we need to install the Cloudera manager. Through Cloudera manager only we need to install the CDH. If you want to install the Cloudera, first we need to install the Cloudera manager. Through Cloudera manager only we need to install the CDH. So that CDH bundle file will be the, I think 3 GB will be there. So that thing we need to install through Cloudera manager. That is if you want to install production, if you want to install in our company like development environment, production environment, we need to install that one. But this Cloudera quick start VM, you don't need to do anything. So they will install the Linux machine in the top of that one. They will install the Cloudera also, Cloudera manager, CDH, everything they have installed, and no need to start anything also in this Cloudera quick start VM. So everything they will install, Linux and the Cloudera manager and CDH5, everything they have installed. Simply once you power on the system, you need to open the Cloudera manager and you can check the what are the services are installed. If you want to go to the Cloudera manager, you can click on this button, or you can directly go through by using the 7180 port, localhost 7180. I think it is not started. Initially it will take some time, 1 minute like that for starting the everything. So it will be load for starting everything. Automatically it will start. You don't need to run anything. Okay, once it is started, you can get like this. I agree. Then automatically you will move to this port 7180 directly. If you want, once it is started, you can go through this one, localhost 7180 port. So this is the Cloudera manager port. So once it is installed in our if you want to install manually, so first you need to install the Cloudera manager. Once you install the Cloudera Manager, then you need to log in and then you need to install the CDH. So in our case, we don't need that one. Password by default, it will be admin and admin. They will give, if you while installing, so if you install I think 4.7 or 5.2, they will give instructions how we need to start. So some versions username password will be Cloudera. So while installing after installing the Hadoop version, you can go through these things, system requirements, and what are the versions, what are the things they install. They will give list of the things they will give and how we need to start. So they will give the details. We can go through this one after install. So once you logged in, so once you install the CDH and everything, suppose mostly if you go to any company, so they will install if you want to work, they will already install the Cloudera thing. So if you want to see what are the services are running, so you need to connect it to whatever the host name is there, either IP address or the host of that machine, and you need to connect it to 7180 port. Then once you log in, so they will provide some username and password. So once you log in, so you can access you can see what are the services are running. So these are all the services. So Scoop, Uji, U, Hive, HBase, Flume, and HDFS and MapReduce. These are all the things. So here one main advantage is means, so initially if you want to what are the services you needed for the particular project, you can install. So if you don't want to any services, so then simply you can delete also. If you want, you can delete also. So you can delete these services. Same way, if you want to start or if you are getting any problems, if you want to restart, no need to go to terminal and no need to every time stop and start. You no need to run. So simply here you can start, stop and restart. You can service the services. So similar way, if you want to install any new service, so like this you can add it. So here they will provide the thing. Here they will provide the other whatever the available things. So they will provide. So simply here you can go to actions and add a service. Then you can able to add the new tool or new services. New tool you can add it. So this is the main advantage. So instead of connecting to different machines, so wherever they install the name node, wherever they install the Hive, wherever they install Pick, so instead of going to that machine, simply from through single through one place you can access the. Okay, this is the main advantage of the this Cloudera. So all this whatever we are seeing the UI, this is the Cloudera manager. So this Cloudera manager, if you want to once first while installing, we need to install the CDH4 whatever the bundle is there, CDH4 or CDH5 we need to install. So in this VMware, so if you install the 4.7, you will get the CDH4. If you install the CDH5, if you download and if you point to VM, then you will get the CDH5. So whatever these versions if you want, we can install. So once you install the CDH4 or CDH5, whatever the service or whatever the tools are there, so you can get here. So here you will, if it is everything is fine, then it will show as a good health. If anything is, if any problem is there in particular tool or any things are there, then it will show as a bad health. So then in that cases you can restart the whatever the service. If you want to restart, you can restart the service. So in that Previously we discussed while Hive will have the Hive server and Hive meta store server. So these two will restart. Here everything will be through, we can do with UI. So initially, whatever we practiced till now is through commands. So initially, if you go with the that basic core distribution, you can know everything. So instead of going that one, if you go through the directly Cloudera, it will be very difficult to know everything. So this thing will be very easy for the developers and whoever acting admins. It will be very easy. So by using UI, you can do you can access the services. So that's why only I initially started with the Hadoop code distribution. Then I'm explaining these distributions. Okay, then similar way services, we can see what are the machines are installed. So here we can see now we have only one machine local host. That's why we are able to see one machine. So similar way, if you install the multiple machines, so here we'll see multiple machines. 1 minute. In real time, if you multiple machines will be like this. So if you install the different machines, it will be like this. So we can, if we want, we can configure racks also, and whatever the version is there, this is the IP. So each machine IP will have the different host names. So these are the, I think here we have the 7 node cluster. So like this we can install the in real time in production. We can add the different machines, we can add it. So for if you want to see the whatever the RAM it is there. So whatever the RAM it is there, so we can disk space, physical memory. So whatever the how much it is occupied, we can see through UI. So what are the machines, what are the hosts are there in the our cluster. So we can see everything from browser itself. So through Cloudera Manager we can see. Okay, through Cloudera Manager we can see all the whatever the machines are there in the cloud, our cluster. So we can see. Okay, uh, uh, if you want to add one more cluster, add new host to cluster, simply through UI only you can configure. So whatever the host is there, you need to provide the host name, host IP. So here we need to provide the whatever the host IP is there, we need to provide that IP, and we if you search, then it automatically it will find that IP in our so if it is there, automatically it will search for that one and it will find. So once it is find, then simply by using next you can I think currently here we are not able to do. So in real time, so if you enter the particular IP, so then directly here you will activate continue button. Then if you need to tell what are the things you need to install, and simply you can click on next. Then automatically one more mission will be added. So it will automatically install the whatever the files needed. So it will automatically be it will be downloaded and it will be installed into new machine. Like this, we can maintain the cluster. We can easily add the host to the existing cluster also. We can do it. So here, if you want to see the other parameters, so like memory and everything. So simply here we can see how much disk space is there, how much memory is there. We can see. So this is the how we can add the new host to the cluster. How we can more easily monitor the cluster, whether each cluster having the any problems or it is everything is okay. So we can see here. So this is how we can maintain the cluster easily. How we can add the host to the cluster. Okay, I think coming to Sekar question. So we'll go through CDH for CDH. I will explain again. So here, if you go through particular services, all services, you will get all the services. These all things. So initially in Cloudera, we need to install the Cloudera Manager. Through Cloudera Manager only, we need to first we need to specify what are the machines we are going to install the Cloudera. Through Cloudera, what we are going to install means we need to install the CDH. CDH is the Cloudera distribution for Hadoop. So we'll have the different versions. CDH3. CDH3 is very old version. CDH4 and CDH5 is the latest version. So in CDH4, what are the Hadoop 1 features? It will be there in the CDH4. CDH5 is the latest versions. Hadoop 2 versions are whatever the latest versions is there in the all the Hadoop tools. Hive and each tool will every 2 or 3 months they will release the new versions. The Hive, HPS, Pig. So what are the all the latest versions are there? It will be there in the CDH5. So if you want to install the latest versions, you can go with the CDH5. So if you want to in our laptop, if you want to practice the single thing, then you can go to either 4.7 or 5.2. 5.2 is the latest versions. All the latest tools also will be there. I think if your laptop will support this 5.2 version, you can go through this version. I think here system requirements, I think 4 GB is enough. I think 4 GB RAM is enough. So if you have 4 GB RAM, then you can go through this one. I think 4.7 or 5.2, it will take, they will tell 4 GB RAM. So if you have 2 GB RAM also, you can run it, but it will be very slow. So if you have if you have 4 GB or more than 4 GB, it will be good. So this is how we can see the different Cloudera, whatever the tools we install in Cloudera. So like this we can see. If you want to add, if you did it initially while installing, if you didn't add any service or any tool, here you can go through add service and we can select and we can install. If you don't want any tool, then you can delete. If you want to restart or if you want to start and stop, everything we can do through one place, we can do it. So this is all about the different services and how we can do the host, all these things. So similar way, we can monitor each tool. So we will see that one. So they will provide monitoring also. Actually, so generally they will provide the charts like this monitoring. So if you want to have the CPU, disk and HDFS and network, so you can see these kind of charts also you will see. If you are getting any problems or if you health, so here like this they will show different colors, good health and bad health, if you're facing any problems. So like this you can monitor the cluster also, how much CPU we are using, how much disk is using. So if you're having more load, so by those things we can see by using these charts. So these charts will helpful for the monitoring the cluster while copying the data while running the MapReduce jobs. So here also, if you are doing any things HDFS, and then we will get the charts here. We'll get charts. So once if we go through here, so here we'll see what are the things are installed in the particular things also we can see. So for HDFS, we have installed the name node, secondary name node, balance or data node. Similarly for Hive, we'll install Metastore. So what are the things we install? So we'll see here. So if you want to configure anything, no need to go for the command prompt or terminal. So simply here we'll have the configurations. So you can go through view and edit. So here whatever the configurations if you want to do, simply here we can do it. So if you go to name node, so here if you want to set whatever the parameters if you want to set, so directly you can go through replication factor, or if you want to set the block size, you can go in. So if you don't know the parameter, then if you go through your block size, simply you can search here and here you can set it. So whatever the parameter is there, simply here you can add it. If you want to change to 64 MB, if you want to change to 128 MB, so here you can change it, and we need to restart the services. What are the services related to that one? If you change anything configuration HDFS, you need to restart the HDFS service. So like this, we can easily, instead of going to terminal from browser itself, you can whatever the configuration if you want to change, you can change. So if you remember only some part of the parameter, so simply here you can search it. So you can change the block size, replication, any other parameters if you want to change. So simply you can change it here, and end of the thing you need to you can change, and you can click on the save changes. Then you need to restart the services. What are the services if you want, we can restart. So this is very easy for the installation, configuration, and monitoring and maintaining the cluster. Also, it will be very good for the if you use the Cloudera distributions. So any distributions like Cloudera and Autonomous, it will be very easy. So Cloudera everything if you want to monitor and if you want to see, we need to use the Cloudera manager. So through Cloudera manager only we can see what are the hosts installed in our cluster. So what are services or what are the tools are installed. So if you want to configure anything, if you want to see the name node web UI, directly if you click on this one, you can go through 5070. So here they will provide the name node web UI. Similar way, you can go through any if you want to go through any Hive settings, so you can go through Hive configurations also you can go. Instead of going to the core site.xml, Hadoop site.xml, and similarly for Hive, site.xml. Instead of going to each configuration file at one place, you can change all the configurations. This is the more advantage of. It will be very easy for the, if you are maintaining the more cluster also, it will be very easy. So this Cloudera will provide the enterprise also. For enterprise, they will give some of the options are they will commercialize. We need to pay money. So they will give 60 days trial period for the enterprise version. So most of the things further they will give any if you want any kind of support, if you want to kind of any backup facilities, any other facilities if you want for the enterprise. So then only you need to go for the enterprise option. Other than that, everything is free. So this all the things CDH is completely free. So all these are the Hadoop. These are all the related to Hadoop. So Hadoop is open source. Then this CDH is, they won't charge anything for the installing CDH and maintaining the clusters. They won't charge. So everything is free. But coming to enterprise related services like supporting or backup, some other features if you want. So for that only, I think we need to take the enterprise license. So other than that, if you want to maintain 10 node or 20 node cluster, or if you want to do normal thing, So if you don't want other facilities, then you can everything will be, you can go through standalone mode. You can go through standalone. So this is all about the Cloudera manager and how, what is the advantage of Cloudera. So then if it is started everything, so if it is running the every services, then you can directly go through the these whatever the things we discussed. So you can go through Cloudera 50030 and 50070, everything. No need to start anything. So directly you can go through particular port, whatever things we have discussed. So simply we can go through that port and we can access the, you can browse the file system and everything we can do it. So same way, if you want to run commands, if you want to run the commands, if you want to run Hive queries, directly you can go through terminal and you can practice it. Here I will go through. While practicing anything in Cloudera, you can switch to HDFS user, then it will be good. Instead of running everything in Cloudera, you can switch to HDFS user. So here you can practice all the things, whatever the things we have practiced earlier. So you can practice everything. No need to every time start and stop. We don't need to enter everything. So simply you can go to, you can directly access the whatever the commands you want, you can access. Okay, like this we can practice any Hadoop commands directly. You can practice user. So Hadoop commands you can practice. Similar way if you want, you can practice Hive also we can practice. Whatever the tools we started, you can practice all the tools. So tables. But in case of normal Hadoop distribution, everything we need to check whether the configurations we did configurations, or we need to whether it is HDFS is running, Hive is running. We need to check here everything. It will be start automatically. So we need to check the, just we need to check the, we need to go through the Cloudera manager and we need to check whether it is all the services are running. We need to check, then we can run access the all the whatever the tools if you want we can access. Similar way, I will try to run one MapReduce job. Select name from employee. So it will try to convert as a MapReduce job. So once it is started, the job is started, we can check in the job tracker. We can check. So here we can check. Similar way, how name node, UI, and the job tracker, and how we are starting running everything, commands and Hive, everything is same. Only the UI part only it will be differ. Other than that, installation, that part only differ. Everything, Hadoop commands, Hive queries, everything is same. MapReduce, every concept, whatever the concept we discuss, everything is same. Okay, this is how we can run the different. So similar way we can access peak also. If you want, we can access peak. If you want to access HBase also we can access. So we can see what are the tables are there. If you want, we can see. like this we can practice high, wedge, base, everything. Here we don't need to bother about any configuration. Simply we can go and we can access the whatever the tool if you want, we can access. So those tools we need to check whether it is starting or not. In Cloudera Manager we need to check. Here we need to check whether the good health is there, if it is starting, if it is working. So if it is stopped, here we'll get like this. Stopped, we'll get it. So if it is starting, we'll get like good health, or if it is having any problems, we'll get as a bad health. This is about the Cloudera. So Cloudera Manager and CDH, how we can install the services. Till now, whatever the things we practiced high, if you want to see the data, or if you want to practice in each base, everything we have executed, we are running through terminal. But in companies, they won't give, mostly they won't give permissions to access these machines, whatever the machines you install. So they won't give permissions directly. So you can't able to execute through terminal. In that cases, so we have the one tool called Hue tool, Hadoop User Environment. This is very a good tool for practicing the. We can access everything through UI. So you can access Hive, you can access Pick, you can access HBase. Latest versions they are giving HBase also. Everything you can access through this tool. This tool is Hue, Hadoop User Environment. So generally in companies, what they will do means instead of directly giving the machine connections, so they instead of giving permissions to machines, so simply they will enable this tool. This tool, if you enable permissions to this tool, so they will create one username with your. They will give credentials, create credentials, and they will give. So for this thing, they will give different maybe. They will restrict the permissions. If you want to do only read permissions, if you want to do write permissions, those things only you can do. Directly you can't access the other users' data, you can't access. So whatever the data is limited for you, you can access that one only. So you can't delete or you can't edit the other person's data. You can't delete. Simply what we can do it means, if you want to see any data, directly you can go through file browser and you can see the whatever data if you want, you can see here. So here if you want to see my data, so simply I can go through my data, I can able to edit, I can able to delete if so those things I can delete. So here if you want to delete, here we'll have the options. So for delete, suppose if it is the normal file, you can, they will provide to download also. If you want to delete, you can do it. If you want to copy, move, rename, everything, instead of doing the commands, everything you can do it through browser. So similar way, if you want to install, if you want to upload any file, so they will provide that option also. So here, instead of giving copy from local, instead of giving make directory, here you can create new directory. If you want, you can create new file or new directory. If you want to upload the files directly, they will give browser. You can browse the files, whatever the files if you want in your local machine, and you can upload the files directly. So by using UI, you can instead of running the copy from local, make the array. So by using this tool, everything you can do by clicking the buttons, you can do it. So this, by using this UI, you can easily upload the files, and if you want to delete, if you want to download any file, simply you can do it. So here they will give the permissions to each. Suppose if they give an access to your files, then only you can only access to your files. While creating the users, they will give the restrictions. for accessing the data. Suppose if you are the admin, so you can able to access all the users data. They will give permissions. So this is the very good tool for the accessing the data easily if you want to upload the data. Similar way, we can able to access the different tools like job browser. If you want to see the job browser, you can see it. And Hive, Pig, and also Woozy, and also latest versions, they will give the access of the HBase and the whatever the latest versions, they will give the, if you install the Series 5, you are able to access the HBase also. You can through this UI, you can see the HBase also. So instead of going to terminal, if you are running the command, simply here you can run it, show tables. Here you can execute the whatever the commands if you want, you can execute here. So this is like this. So if you want to store any query, you can store the queries and you can execute here. Here I have share one query, that is the sample query. So this is the query. So instead of remembering the queries, if you want to save, you can save the query, and simply you can, if you want, if you click on that one, that query you can execute. So like this you can execute. If you want to execute, here we will have the save as action, save as button. So you can click on that one. Now I'm going to run the MapReduce. So how it will be there, we'll see. So this query internally it will convert as a MapReduce. So here itself you can see the that job browser also you can see. So we have started, we are trying to run one Hive query. Internally it will convert as a MapReduce. So here we can see the status of the MapReduce also we can see. So I think it is executed. So then it will tell whether it is the running state, whether it is completed. It will show that also. So it is succeed. Like this it will show. If you want to see the any parameter, so you can go inside. You can see the counters if you want to see counters. So if you want to see the logs, you can click on this one. Okay, this is how can see the how can run Hive queries. Similar way we can, if you want to execute pick, you can execute. So if you want to see the data, you can see. If you want to see the what are the MapReduce jobs are running, so we can see it. So this is very easy to developers. So initially what we see last classes, that is everything is manual. So while starting, if you started with that thing, so it will be very easy to practice and everything. So initially, if we started with these Cloudera distribution, so we don't have much practice and we'll forget the after some days. So that's why only initially we started with the Hadoop code distribution. So once you have everything knowledge, so instead of doing everything manually, so later you can go through these tools, this Hue, the Cloudera distribution, or any other distributions. It will be very easy. So okay, this is about the Cloudera. So Cloudera and Cloudera Manager, CDH, and this tool also, Hue tool, Hadoop User Environment. So these distributions will will reduce the burden for the Hadoop admins or Hadoop developers. So we can easily we can practice if you want to test any queries, if you want to run MapReduce job, if you want to monitor the MapReduce jobs, or if you want to run the Vuji jobs, we can do all these things through one place. We can do it. Okay, this is all about the cloud era. So similarly, we'll have the other distributions, Works. But only thing is, instead of cloud era in Works, we'll have the cloud era manager. Instead of cloud era manager, we'll have the in Hadoop, we'll have the Ambari. So cloud era manager is their own product, cloud era own product. So Ambari is the open source. It is related to Apache. So Works, everything they will use the open source. So we will see that one also. One more difference is there. Cloudera will support the Linux machines. So Atomworks will support the Windows. Linux also it will support. I think now mostly it is supporting Windows. And whatever the new tools or new technologies are coming, so Atomworks are updating very fastly compared to Cloudera. If you want to practice any new tools or new technologies, if you want to check, Atomworks are providing uh, giving more contributions to Apache also, open source, they are giving more contributions Atomworks. Okay, we'll go through that Atomworks also. This is all about the cloud era. So if you want to practice, if you want to see whatever we discussed till now, go through this website. I will give you this link. I will mail you this link. So go through this one and you can download. Maybe it will have I think 3 GB or 3 GB. So go through this one and you can download and you can practice. Okay, we'll go through Atomworks. Once your work is done, your practice done, simply you can go here and we can power on. This is in the VMware case. In real time in production, simply we will connect it wherever the this Cloudera is running. Simply we will connect it to that host machine only. Here we are everything doing single laptop, single machine. So that's why simply we are connecting to VM. Everything every time we are starting or stopping the VMware. So instead of that, if it is running in some other cluster in real time or companies in development environment or production environment, simply wherever it is running Cloudera, we'll connect to that machine IPs and we will access the different ports 7180, 50070, 50030. We will access the different ports so we can connect it directly. So we no need to bother about the starting and stopping everything. So in real time. Okay, next we will go through the Works. Similar way, Works will, if you want to practice Works in your local laptop, so they will provide the Works sandbox. So if you, it's similar like Cloudera, CDH, so we'll have the HDP. So directly we can go through, you can go through any versions. Latest version is HDP 2.2. This is the Hadoop to Hadoop 2 version related thing. So if you want to old version, you can go through Hadoop 1, Hadoop 1 or Hadoop 2.1. Latest version is 2.2. I think it almost it will be 4 GB. So go through corresponding VMware and you can download. So once you download whatever the things we did for the Cloudera, same thing. So we need to extract the Works file. Then we'll get the we need to point. We need to open one that Works thing. Works. We need to open that Works. Then we can directly we will get this one Works. Then we need to power on the virtual machine. In real time, in production or development, simply this Cloudera or Hortonworks distribution will be installed. So simply we need to connect to that machine. So if you practice it in your laptop, so then if you go to real time, so it will be very easy for the accessing these distributions. Here Hortonworks also automatically it will start. Here Hortonworks if you start, so instead of VMware, instead of going to VMware, simply you can access through our browser also, our Windows browser. We can simply access to this VMware. We can access. You'll see that one how we can access. It will start everything. It will start the Hadoop, whatever the if you want, HDP, MySQL, everything, OG, Zookeeper, everything it will start. In real time, instead of using manual Hadoop core distribution, most of the companies will use either Cloudera or this Hortonworks. So if it is having any big, IBM related products, then they will go for the big insights. Any Microsoft related tie-up, they will go through HD insights. So based on the company uh, uh, based on the companies, they will use the different distributions. So in my company, we are using the Cloudera distribution. So some other companies will use the Hortonworks. If any company is having tie-up with the particular distribution, they will give most of the training, backups, and supporting work. They will provide. That is the main advantages of the tie-up with the other distributions. So here Ambari will be there instead of Cloudera. So in Hortonworks we'll have the Ambari. These are the, I think maybe you will have heard about Gangly or Nagiwise. These are the monitoring tools. If you want to monitor our cluster easily, those tools will help Gangly or Nagiwise. So once we started the Hortonworks, instead of giving UI everything in this virtual machine, so they will provide one IP address. So by using that IP address, we can access the everything. If you want to practice terminal, you can go through by using Alt F5. We can enter into this machine and we can practice through terminal. If you want to access through UI directly by using Windows machine itself, we can connect. Once we started Hortonworks, we can access the whatever the ports is enabled. We can access. So here we can access Ambari. So this is MapReduce. So we can go to Ambari. Like Cloudera manager. In Cloudera, we'll have the Cloudera manager. Hortonworks will have the Ambari. So if you access the IP address, the port number, so we can directly connect it to Ambari, and we need to log in with the by default admin will be there. So similar way how the Cloudera manager is there, Autonomous will have the Ambari. So here we can see the all the monitoring kind of thing. Here we can see whatever the tools are installed, HDFS and MapReduce. So same concept. So Cloudera will have the CDH, whatever the tools are there. So they will provide as a Cloudera distribution for Hadoop. So Autonomous they will provide as a HDP, Hadoop Autonomous data platform. So if you install that one, whatever the new versions of the tools will get. So similar way, if you want to see the host, you can see the host. Whatever the hosts are installed, you can see the host. So only thing is the UI will be changed. So in Autonomous we'll have the Ambari. So similar way here we'll have the some running some HDFS and everything. So we can see can see the all the monitoring kind of thing we can see. Similar way, we can access any port we can access through Windows itself instead of going to in Artenworks instead of going to that machine directly we can access the everything from here. So everything we can access from here. 50070 we can access. Same way we can access 50030. Like similar way we can access MapReduce also. Maybe we'll have some problem. We'll check. So similar way, whatever the we can access. So all these things we can access. Port and everything is same. Maybe some problem with MapReduce or maybe in my VM maybe it will be problem. Generally we will get the whatever the we can access through name node, job tracker, everything we can access. Similar way we can go for the that Hue tool. So here also we'll have Hue tool. So here if you want to material also they will provide. If you want to see, we will go inside. So once you go inside, so here they will give whatever the tools are there. So they will give like this. So here also you can practice everything same what we did in Cloudera, but they will change a little bit the UI, but everything is same. So here also you can able to you can upload the data. You can see the file browser, job browser. Everything is same. File browser, job browser, high pig. So here we can see everything, whatever the tables is there, whatever the data. So here you can. So they will provide the here they will provide the how we can through Windows itself we can access the that particular IP. So we can access the port number. So then we can access the this tool. So in real time also similarly how we are doing now. So everything Cloudera Artworks they will install in some other machine. Simply we will connect it to that IP. We can connect it to IP or we can connect it to that machine name. We can connect and we can access whatever the ports we want. We can access to browser. So if you want to practice any high queries or pick or HBase, directly we can connect it to this U tool and you can practice easily. So this is about the terminals. So if you want to practice the terminal, if you want to go inside the, simply you can click on Alt F5. You can log in through root through. above is here they have mentioned. Here they have mentioned username and password. Root Hadoop, password is Hadoop. So you can enter into machine and you can practice all the other things. Hadoop FS. You can practice Hadoop commands. You can practice Hadoop Hive. If you want to go through terminal, you can access. If you want to do from the UI, you can do it. Similar way, Hive also. Hive can access whatever the tools if you want to can access. Okay, this is how we can access the different tools in HortonWorks. So what are the distributions? So HDFS commands, MapReduce program, Hive, everything. Tool purpose, tool usage is same, but how we are going to monitor, how we are going to configure, those things are different. Those things only will be changed. So here also, if you want to configure anything, so we can go through particular service and we'll have the configurations. So here we can able to change the configuration. Whatever the configuration, if you want to do it related to secondary name node, data node, name node, if you want to do any changes, so here configuration files we can change. So similar way for MapReduce or HBase, if you want, you can do it. Okay. This is about the distributions, Cloudera and Atmore distributions. So whatever the distribution is there, the command every Hadoop tools Hadoop tools usage is same, but the UI environment and they will have the maybe some other features they will add. So whatever the distributions I have mentioned. So all the distributions are the based on the different based on the company usage. So we will go for the different distributions. These distributions MapR or IBM, Microsoft, HD Insights or Pivotal. These are the main difference between the Cloudera, Artworks and MapR. So Cloudera will have the CDH, Artworks will have HDP, MapR will have the M3, M4 like that they will give. So go through here. So each versions they will give support for the latest versions of the each tool. They will give different support. So this is about all the distributions. Okay. Tomorrow we'll go through some use cases. So we'll practice the use cases in HortonWorks. Go through this one if you have time today. Otherwise, I will explain the use cases. So we will practice these things. So we'll go through an example how we can load the data, how the process will be there. You can see any of the example. So here we'll have the different examples: machine sensor data, server logs data, the web clickstream data, and social media data. We have the different example. So go through this video. They will tell the what are the tools we have discussed, how we will implement full flow. So they will tell. So here we'll have the each step, how we need to upload the data. If you have the data, they will give some sample data also. By using, if you want to move any data to that machine, so by using WinSCP, I think last classes I have discussed about this tool. So by using this tool, WinSCP, We can, if you want to load any data from external, we can load it by using this WinSCP tool. Simply we can connect to that IP, we can load it. So tomorrow we'll see how we can load, how we can access, and finally how we will visualize the data. We'll see any one of the example we'll see. Okay, this is all about the Cloudera and autonomous distribution. Okay, thank you all. We'll continue tomorrow the use cases.